All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the January 27, 2021 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. My name is Michael Garland. I'm chairman of the commission. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So members, when I call your name, please unmute and respond in the affirmative. Tom Fallon.
Here.
Michelle Colross.
Here.
Patrick Cunningham.
Here.
Allison Holmes. I know you're there, Allison. Can you just respond, please?
Sorry, here. Couldn't find my mic. Thanks.
No problem. And then Nathan Rand.
Here.
Okay, and I see that Tony Romney was not available this evening. We also have town officials and employees participating. When I call your names, please respond in the affirmative. Building Commissioner Caleb Moody. Here. And Town Planner Adam Menard.
Here.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This meeting, open meeting of the Town of Auburn Conservation Commission is now called to order at 7:01 p.m. This meeting is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the ongoing state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting on the town's website, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the Conservation Commission is convening by remote participation for the public only, although some staff are physically located in the Board of Selectmen's meeting room in the Town Hall. These town employees are practicing social distancing in accordance with the governor's orders. For the public to join the meeting remotely by telephone, call 1-408-650-3123 and enter access code 942-845-549. Or the public can join via computer at gotomeeting.com/join/942-845-549. The remote access information has been posted on the town's website identifying how the public may join. Also note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Now, we don't have any public meetings tonight. We will be considering matters that are on our agenda. But be aware that folks may be able to see you, and please take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you may say or broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials for tonight's meeting have been provided to members and are available on the town's website. And the public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. So with respect to this evening's business, I'm going to go through the items on our agenda one by one. If any members of the commission have any comment, I will call on you, or I will actually ask you if there's any comment. If you do have comment, I'd ask you to identify yourselves just for the minutes, and we'll go on to the next person or the next item. And I think that's it. So, excuse me. The first item on our agenda is the forest cutting plan that was submitted for 340 Rochdale Street. So this past Saturday, myself, Tom Fallon, Nathan Rand, and Pat Cunningham all went out to the property. It's a big swath of property off of Rochdale Street. There are wetlands located on the property, a big culvert with what appears to be a perennial stream. But based on our review of the plan, it does appear that the proposed forest cutting is well outside of the 100-foot buffer zone or any area within the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. So I don't know if anyone has any comment or wish to offer comments with respect to the forest cutting plan for 340 Rochdale Street. If you do, please speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, there being none, the next item on our agenda is 132 Prospect Street, and this was a request for a certificate of compliance. So I think the street listing is somewhat misleading because the property in question is actually located at Whitman Bailey Road. Again, the four of us on Saturday had an opportunity to review the filing, looked at the erosion control measures that have been put in place at this duplex, and the number is what, 32 to 34?
Yep, 32 to 34.
So the address is 3234 Whitman Bailey Road. It appeared that everything was in order, that the work that was done was in compliance with the order of conditions, and the as-built plan accurately reflected the conditions at the site. So once again, if anyone has any comments, I'd ask you to offer your comments at this time. All righty. There being none, the next item on our agenda is 26 Hilltop Farm Road, a request for a certificate of compliance. This is a situation where, way back when, we had imposed or granted an order of conditions which required the preparation of an as-built plan. The property has changed hands a few times. The developer, who shall remain nameless, did not comply with that condition. And Attorney Todd Broder, for I think the prospective buyer, approached us, asked if that would be a condition that we would be willing to waive. The four of us again went out this past Saturday to look at the property. And in this case, the property obviously is well established because it was probably 15 years old at the time. There is a fence separating the rear yard from the stream that abuts the back of the property. There was no indication of any encroachment or anything really affecting the wetland and also the stream in that area. And while I am certainly loath to forgive an order or condition, I think from time to time, depending on the circumstances, exceptions can be made. And also in this case, based on the fact that there had been the great amount of time that had elapsed from the granting of the original order of conditions, the fact that the property had actually changed hands, I think, more than once, and given the clearly definable wetland area that was beyond the back boundary of the property, it appears to me that this would be one of those rare instances where we could waive the requirement that an as-built plan be submitted to us, and that we could in fact issue a certificate of compliance. Tom, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't see a problem issuing a certificate of compliance because it just, like you said, everything you stipulated, everything's established. Whatever the issues were back then, it seems like a pretty strict, fairly normal site now.
Okay. Nathan, any comment?
I'd be comfortable with waiving.
Okay. And Patrick, what do you think?
I am also comfortable waiving it and issuing a certificate of compliance.
Okay. All right. Very good. We will get back to that later. The next item on our agenda is the National Grid Vegetation Management Plan. And Allison, this is something that was on our agenda for during the last meeting. You were not able to attend. I know that in past meetings you have voiced concerns concerning the types of insecticides or herbicides that would be used by the National Grid in terms of managing their vegetation. And I wanted to find out if you have any specific comments or concerns concerning the management plan that was submitted to us.
I do not.
Okay. Any other comments regarding the National Grid Vegetation Management Plan?
I think that was actually me that had a problem with that, but
Okay.
it's Michelle. But I don't, like reading this, I don't think that we have a lot of control over it one way or the other. I think that they pretty much took that out of our hands. At this particular point, reading this, I don't see where we can do very much.
Well, can I make a
Does
suggestion?
anybody else?
What I was going to suggest is that we can certainly request material safety data sheets for the herbicides that they're planning to use.
Okay, I would love to do that then, because it was actually the herbicides that I was having a problem with.
Understood. And I think actually there's been some recent, if I recall correctly, I think there has been some recent articles in the newspaper concerning that. So I think it is well within our right to request material safety data sheets for the herbicides that are being proposed for use. And if
I would propose a motion to request that data from National Grid. Yes.
okay. Is there a second?
Tom, I'll second that.
Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's a vote. Very good. We'll prepare a letter. Ginger, I'll...
Mike.
Yes?
This is Allison.
Hi.
Do you mind? Sorry. I do remember this now. So this is the one that I was mostly concerned about their methodology for flagging the wetlands.
Okay.
And I was sort of proposing, could we make the buffer zone bigger where they didn't do as much application or something like that. But again, I don't know how much control we really have about that.
I don't think we have much of any, as a matter of fact.
It didn't seem like they provided a actual wetland plan this time, or is that?
Well, we can request one. And again, if you want to make that in the form of a motion, I will, we can consider it. So is that your motion, Allison?
It is.
Okay. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, and that's Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, it's a vote. So, Ginger, I will draft a letter, hopefully in the next day or two, and I'll send it to you to be sent out, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Excellent. The next item on our other business agenda is 50 Washington Street, and this was a notice of intent to sell the property, and I believe Mr. Menard would like to be heard on this. Adam, you have the floor, my friend.
Hi, yes, thank you. This was on the commission's agenda a couple of weeks ago. From what I understand, some of the commission members visited the land this past weekend. So this is moving forward to the various boards. It's going to be before the Board of Selectmen. I believe at their next meeting, they're going to consider whether to pursue their right of first refusal or not pursue. So part of the town's policy is to get feedback and recommendations from the other boards and commissions. The planning board already heard about this, and they voted not to recommend the town pursue this, as well as the open space committee. They voted not to recommend. So what we're looking for tonight is for the Conservation Commission to either recommend the town pursue their right of first refusal or not recommend, and we'll notify the Board of Selectmen of the Commission's decision.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you. So, again, the four of us went out on Saturday. We had an opportunity to walk the site. The site does not, at least from my opinion, I'm sure the others are free to offer their thoughts. I did not think the site was a good candidate for the town for a variety of reasons. It's off of Route 20. Very busy area. There's a substantial drop-off between the road and basically the bottom of the property. It would require extensive filling. I know there are wetlands in that area, obviously, which kind of triggered our involvement with this. And so, based on what I saw, I don't think, in my opinion, the town should not exercise its right of first refusal. I think there are probably better properties out there that would be better options for the town. This is not one of them, and so I would recommend that we, in fact, do not exercise the option to purchase the property. Again, that's just my opinion. Tom, what's your thought on it?
I concur.
Okay. Nathan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's not a good candidate.
Okay, and Patrick?
Better used for commercial space.
Very good. And Patrick, what do you think?
I agree with your recommendation to not pursue this piece of property.
All right, so I think procedurally, we probably need to do this by motion, so is there a motion?
I make a motion that we give a recommendation not to exercise our right of first refusal for the land.
Okay. Is there a second?
This is Nathan, I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, it's a vote. Adam, so you have our recommendation, and thank you for your participation, for being here tonight.
Thank you. I will let the Board of Selectmen know of the Commission's decision through a letter. So thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And then finally, on the agenda is 490 Rochdale Street. My understanding is that this was being referred, or there was going to be some discussion with Attorney Hennigan regarding enforcement activities. I have not had an opportunity to speak to him. I don't know where that stands, but I will follow up with Attorney Hennigan regarding the fines and what enforcement is being undertaken by the town. And then finally, these have been carried over for a while, we received some time ago complaints regarding tree cutting at 23 Boyd Street and also 208 South Street. I must confess I did not have an opportunity to get to 208 South Street. The problem with 28 Boyd Street is that it's a busy thoroughfare and there's really very limited parking area. But we will go out there and we will investigate, and we'll be able to report what the status is at the time of our next meeting, which is going to be on February 10th. So does anyone have any new business? Okay. With respect to 3234 Women Bailey Road, is there a motion to issue a certificate of compliance?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second, it's Pat.
Okay, Pat, thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, it's a vote. And then for 26 Hilltop Farm Road, is there a motion?
Make a motion, we issue a certificate of compliance.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, and that, Michelle?
Yes, sorry, Michelle
Okay,
Colorado.
thank you.
Yes.
All right. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, it's a vote. If there's no new business, then, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, Michelle.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, folks. I want to thank you for
19.
your participation. Someone turn the light off. It's 20 minutes past 7, so I thank you for your participation, and we will see you again on February 10th. Have a good evening.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.